Hello, and in this video I'm going to download and install Visual Studio C++. Now I must warn you that this is a very long and drawn out process and it takes an awful lot of bandwidth, about 7 gigabytes. So I'm afraid unless you have a good broadband connection, this isn't going to work for you. Okay, so if you are going ahead with this, the first thing you need to do is to find the downloads page. It looks like this unless Microsoft have changed it since I made this video, in which case it'll probably look completely different. You can find this using a search engine. So there's 4 different versions here. There's the community version, which is free. There's a couple of paid for versions, and there's also Visual Studio Code. So this is just the IDE for Visual Studio without the compiler, and it runs on different operating systems, not just Windows. So if you have Mac or Linux and you love working in Visual Studio, then you can have that environment there. You can just download the editor and couple it up with whatever compiler you have on that computer. So we're going to download the Visual Studio Community, which is free for students, open source and individual developers. So let's start by clicking on the free download button. We always like free downloads. So in a few seconds we should start downloading the first stage. So this file here, we can just save it on the desktop or anywhere else that's convenient. Right, you'll need admin privileges to run this, of course. Do you want to run this file? It's from Microsoft, so we hope we can trust it. Now we're going to install the installer. First it has to download the installer, then install it. So let's go ahead with that. This takes rather a while, so unless you particularly want to look at a screen for several minutes, I'm going to pause the video and skip ahead. Okay, so this download is almost finishing now. 67 megabytes. I can remember when a full IDE took less than that, but this is just the installer for Visual Studio. So things have certainly grown in the last 25 years. Now it's verifying the download, and then it's going to install it. Right, you're almost there. Okay, so now we can choose which parts of Visual Studio to install. The one we want is desktop development, not the Universal Windows Platform. That's C# Visual Basic JavaScript. C++ is not included in that, so don't load that unless you want those languages. If you just want C++, then this is the one you need. So let's select that. Total space required 6.6 gigabytes. And now let's press the fire button. Again, I'm going to fast forward the video. I don't think there's any particular educational value in having a lot of blank time. Okay, so it looks as though we're getting near the end of this installation procedure. I hope you had a nice lunch while you were waiting for it. Right, so it looks as though it's finally installed itself now, and it's just starting up. So here's the startup logo. So let's just wait until this bursts into life. Okay, I'm not sure if I have a Microsoft account, so let's leave that for later. So we have some options here for different environments. Okay, so there's some different possibilities here. I'm not sure. There's obviously one for Visual C++, but let's stick with the general one, just be simple. So start it up. Okay, so the final thing you need to do is to sign in with your Microsoft account. If you don't already have a Microsoft account, you can sign up with one. You just have to give an email and a password. It can be any email account. It doesn't have to be Microsoft. It could be from Gmail or anywhere else. And then once you've done that, you're ready to start I'll end this video here as it's been on far too long, and I'll have another video to actually show you how to do the Hello World program.